Hi everyone, this episode was recorded in front of a live audience at the Museum of Comedy in London on the 27th of July 2024 as a preview for our live Edinburgh shows at the Gilded Balloon at the Edinburgh Fringe. We are there on the 24th, 25th and 26th of August, so come along and enjoy the show.
Comedy fans, please welcome to the stage the hosts of Pitch It Good, Jim Hooker and Paul Ormerod.
2 hasn't finished yet, so carry on. Yes! Welcome to Pitch It Good Live!
Hello.
He did the noise! He did the noise like does every... How you
They
doing,
haven't
Paul?
seen it before, they don't know.
Yeah. Actually, who's listened to this before? Oh, all of you! Oh, this morning.
Liars.
On the way in. Yeah. Just to make sure. How you good, Paul?
I'm very good.
He's looking lovely, isn't he? One of his shorts. Look at that. Look at those legs. Look at them.
Pow pow. Literally just give myself a cramp. It's too sunny.
This is going exactly as planned. Cool. So, how you good? How are you all? You all good? Yeah. Finally, an answer, because we say this usually and it's a one-way medium. It never works. We don't hear. We do hear you in the comments. If you could calm it down, that'd be really nice.
We'll spice it up a little bit.
All right. Yeah, you haven't got to deal with the comments.
Yeah, I don't read them. I can't read.
I do. I hate you all. So Paul, yeah, I've made a little bit of money this week, Paul.
Oh yeah.
After the show, I'm really sorry, but we've got to finish on time because I've sold your organs.
Is that why I just got cramp?
Poison's kicking in, folks. It's gonna get out in exactly an hour, and I've sold the lot. Your arse, your belly buttons.
How much did you get? If this is a piss take.
£71.
Absolutely.
It's not bad, is it, for some slightly used organs?
All right. I mean, easy. These are prime organs.
Prime?
No.
No, so I've made £71. It's all right, folks, isn't it? It's all right.
What do you want to do with the £71?
Well, like we do every week on the show, if you've listened, we are going to invest in a movie.
A movie.
Yeah, and of course, Paul and I are just the money men, so we've got no imagination, could barely stand on a stage and not cramp, if anything. So, we've got a comedian who's going to come in and pitch us a movie. Yeah, absolute treat. He's really good. He's a friend of the show. He's been here on episode 16. You'll remember that one, don't you? Oh, yeah. Good episode. Okay, so he was a finalist in the Musical Comedy Awards. Very good treat. Everyone, welcome to the stage, Mr. Luke Nixon.
There he is, weighing in at 200 pounds.
Oh, how's everyone doing? All right? Thank you. Third place in the Musical Comedy Awards, mate. But don't worry, not a finalist. So let's get that right at the top, please. This has been recorded, you know. People listen. You guys remember episode 16, right? You guys, yeah. You know, you remember, yeah. So, hell yeah.
He loves it.
We had to cut a lot.
No.
I mean,
thank you.
So now, obviously, we've all my energy was used there. So take a seat, James.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
So how are you doing, Luke? You all good?
All good, yeah. There's air conditioning. I think I'm feeling good, yeah. Feeling good, yeah.
That's the bar now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Air conditioning.
That's it, yeah.
Air conditioning and inside. A nice, safe crypt.
Yeah, I don't want to be out on those streets. Not today.
No,
not today.
Well, I was carrying the set, and it looked like I was carrying a rifle around. Man with a bald head carrying a rifle in this day and age is not a good look.
You fit right in, didn't you?
Yeah, I was their king. If anything. So Luke, you've come here to pitch us a movie.
Yeah.
And are you ready? Are you excited?
It's all locked in.
Firstly, how have you been dealing with the fame from episode 16?
It's been hard, you know. It's been. I don't know why the hell they're laughing, but it's been too much, honestly. You know, people have messaging me about the plot. There were some holes in the plot, apparently.
Never, not on this
Look,
show.
I said sorry,
Yeah.
but we had to discuss it.
I mean, it took me hours to make that movie as well. So I'm seeking more investment for episode 16 if anyone's still interested. So
We're going to have a hat at the end, so be generous, please. So, Luke, what is the genre of the movie you're coming to pitch?
Yeah, let's go straight in. I think it's a drama.
A drama?
Yeah.
Oh, drama.
Yeah, it's a drama. Yeah, yeah.
Have we had a proper drama yet?
I thought.
I don't think we've had a proper film yet.
Yeah. I thought a comedy not really right with the podcast. I thought I'd go
Not
for
the
a drama
Museum of
tonight.
Comedy.
No. Yeah. I thought,
Okay, so we've got a drama
Yeah.
from you, and when is it set, Luke?
It's set in the swinging 60s.
In the
yeah,
swinging
man.
60s?
Yeah.
Set back then. Love and happiness, man. That's where it's set.
The
Yeah.
1960s.
The 1960s. Yeah. No, yeah.
Not the 1660s, the Great Fire of London. Terrible London. It's not going to work.
Yeah. No.
Okay, right, so we're in the 1960s.
Yeah.
And where is it set?
It's set in just outside. Where's it set? It's set.
outside.
It's such a good
outside.
question. It's set just outside a small town of Cheadlehume.
Cheadlehume.
Yeah.
Cheadlehume. It's a return, isn't it?
It's a return. Yeah, I thought it went down so well in episode 16 that I thought I'd bring it back.
Oh, brilliant. So Cheadlehume, 1960s.
Yeah.
And that's the film, everyone. Welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, so how do we open this film?
We zoom in, firstly, with this first shot, we zoom in to a young girl called Margaret.
Young girl called Margaret.
Yeah, and she's there with her mum, and her mum's giving her a hard time, you know, because she likes rock music. Yeah. And she's like, can't we listen to all that rock, Margaret? How are you doing?
Oh, she's into the rock.
Yeah, and Margaret's like, Mum, shut up. She's Australian. She's Australian. It's a complicated family dynamic.
It's full of Australian Sheila.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, right. So who plays the mum? Who plays the daughter?
Great question. I'm glad I've prepped for this. So Margaret is played by a young Margot Robbie.
Okay.
And then the mum is played by Judi Dench.
Judi Dench.
Yeah. Judi
I think
Dench,
this might be the 50th Judi Dench that we've had on the show.
It should be more.
It should be. Yeah, it should be every film.
Yeah, Judy's. We've got her in for this one. Yeah,
Cool.
she's interested.
Excellent. Right, and is Margaret listening to rock music at this time?
Yeah, she's just in her room. You know, she's got the window open. We've zoomed in. She's got a fag in hand. She's like, "Oh, bloody
Well,
love!"
this kid.
Yeah, she's a kid. Yeah. She's like, "Bloody love rock music."
The smoky 60s.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, those one of those bands of the '60s is playing." Yeah.
Who specifically?
I think it. Oh, gee, so many. You know, she
So many good ones.
so many good ones to pick from. You know, you
They
name
know.
it.
They
you name
know.
it. She's listening to it.
But for me,
Yeah.
who? Yeah.
For you, I think there's a bit of James.
James.
Yeah.
James.
If it's nice, say it twice. So that's what you know.
That his album, was it?
Yeah, that's the name of the album. If it's
What's
nice,
his best song, James?
it's James's best song is that's rock. That's rock. Yeah.
Oh, that's rock. And Luke, how does that song go?
Yeah, so it's a little bit controversial to say the lyrics these days. So I don't want to lean down to
They're
that.
fine,
I don't know
they're
what this
fine.
crowd is, but
Okay.
and Margaret's listening to it, and her mum's like, get that bloody rubbish off.
Get that rubbish.
Yeah,
She's lost
told
her
you-
accent?
Yeah, she's got an English accent with it. But Margaret's like, oh, Mum, you're always crimping my style, you know? And Dad comes in, and Dad's like, I told you, leave her alone. Irish Dad. It's a complicated family. Yeah, it's a complicated family. Yeah.
So, is there a mixed Irish-Australian accent
Yeah, they met.
in
They
one
met-
person?
Yeah, they met in the Cultural Australian Irish Centre just
Oh, yeah.
outside Cheadlehume, and that's where Margaret was born. Yeah.
That's what happens when you go to Zone
And
6.
conceived, yeah?
And conceived in the same place. Yeah. Yeah. That's how they did it in the 60s, apparently. That's what, yeah.
Just everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Okay, so we've got our main character and covered their conception, which is something we haven't done yet. Okay, right. So she's listened to bad music. Mum's not happy about it.
No.
What happens now?
Dad's like, listen, Margaret. You know, you need. If I find you, I'll. He's played by Liam Neeson, the dad.
Liam
Yeah. He's like, if you don't leave her alone. The mum's name is. It's a big age gap between the mum and the dad. But that was the 60s, am I right? You know, so the dad's then like, leave her alone, mum. You know, so that's what they called him back then, I think. And then then he says, yeah, you should go off on your own in your travels, Margaret. And Margaret packs a bag, vinyl in the bag, and she's out the door.
How old is Margaret?
Margaret's a young girl, 13, but that's what they did in the 60s. Of course,
It
they
was
just,
the 60s.
you know, this was the 60s, man, the swinging 60s.
Cigarettes.
Yeah. Cigarettes.
Couple of vinyls.
James, you know, all that
James
stuff.
James,
Yeah.
You've not gotten away with not giving us a James song, by the way.
Well, no, we'll come back to a James
Good.
song.
We definitely will.
We will do, yeah.
All right, so she's off on her travels.
Yeah, she's off.
What mode of transport is she using?
She is on her trusty skateboard.
A skateboard?
Yeah. She's a pretty out there girl, you know. She's like, oh, fancy that. Bit of skating, yeah.
Who's she saying this to?
This is in her she's just saying this in a monologue, but she thinks in English, but she talks in Australian.
Australian is English.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. 60s were allowed to say that. I think. Yeah. Right. So, and where's she off to?
She's just skating around, man. She doesn't know. She's just like the whole world is her oyster. So she's pushing down the street. She's pushing down the street where she sees a sign, James live music tonight. Oh, that's rock. And she goes, oh, I know that bloody song. I think I'll pop in there.
Right. Okay. Right. So she's going to pop in there.
Yeah.
Where is that?
This is the pub, the local pub. James is stopping in town for one night.
One night. This international superstar is playing in a pub just outside, skateboarding radius away from Cheadle.
She's fast on those skates, man. She knows. She's got calves the size of footballs. She's really nailing it down the motorway.
Okay. Oh, the motorway.
Go around me.
Yeah, she should. Never seen anything like it.
Mover.
Mowing it down. Yeah. So she's near the pub. She sees the sign. She goes, oh, I know where that pub is, and then off she goes.
Off she goes.
Yeah.
In there. 13 going in a pub. That's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, not in the swinging 60s, man. That's just how it was.
It's quite gross how much can we just get away with it was the 60s. It's all fine.
Oh, she went to the moon.
Yeah,
it was the 60s.
It was the 60s. They were all trying to get out there.
So she's in a pub to see James, international artist in this local pub. And what greets her into this pub?
Well, she's arrived early for the gig. She's arrived probably about 5 hours early. So she's got no concept of time.
Is it airport rules? Get there 5 hours early, have a pint?
Yeah. The pub's kind of it's 1 o'clock. And the gig's at 5 p.m. It's an early gig.
It's 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. Yeah. So she's arrived there 4 hours earlier.
Australia time.
Yeah, she's on Australian time. You know, so she's looking around the pub. She's like, oh, this is a bit of me. At 13, she knew what she wanted. You know? So she goes to the bar and she's like, oh, mate, I have a bloody pint, please, mate. And the barman's like, you old enough to drink? She was like, you tell me. Pint served. Instantly. So she's there, she's slamming pints by herself. Slamming them, yeah.
How many pints is she slamming?
In 4 hours, she gets through about 3. You know, she's slamming them.
She's 13.
She's 13. That's what they did. No.
Okay, right, so she's slamming pints.
Yeah.
5 o'clock comes along and James is about to take the stage.
Yeah, and the crowd sort of filter in. It's packed out. And someone in James's entourage comes over. And he's like, hey, girl. Hey, we're from down to south of America. And he goes, James heard you were popping by because you're such a super fan. You want free ticket to show? And then, yeah.
Is he
been kicked by a horse?
Is he? Yeah. This guy's got a severe brain injury. So he's like, I don't know what I'm doing managing James. But But he's like, you won't come in now, girl. And then so she pops her head in, and there he is. He's just about to walk out on stage, so she gets a free ticket. She's pretty pissed by this point as well. So
How has James heard a 13-year-old girl from Cheadle Hulme is coming to this one-off gig pub?
60s Twitter.
Well, all of his audience are pretty much men. It's a pretty sexist artist. It is the 60s. Yeah. So he sees one woman there, and he's like, let her in for free.
Not sure we should call a 13-year-old girl a woman.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, let's just delete that out the pod.
Recorded show, folks. Recorded show.
So then, he heard there was a girl there, and there have been rumours that she was young, so he gives her a free ticket, and she walks in, and the pub is packed, and it's going well, the show.
It's going well.
He's playing his classic numbers.
All the classics.
Just give us his top 5.
Oh, you guys. The top 5, eh? So obviously, the first one, that's rock. He opens with that one.
Oh, that's rock. Absolute classic.
Missing You, Babe. That's number 2.
Love it, yeah.
And the third one is Deep America, Deep South America. That's
Deep South America.
Deep South America, yeah.
That's
an absolute banger if you listen
to
it. Yeah. And then track number 4 is I Miss You. Question. Yeah.
I got Missing You. Is that is that a new song?
No, just Miss You, question mark.
Miss You, question
mark?
Yeah.
And number 5.
How did you sing the question mark?
Well, it's I didn't know I was doing music here today as well, Jim. You know, I thought he sings it. He's like, oh, miss ya, like that. Just sings it like that. Okay. And then track number 5, I Miss My Dog. That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
It's a lovely little ballad.
Yeah. They're, you know, that you could do that. Then it was, it was the 60s. You know.
It was the 60s.
Yeah.
What's the dog's name?
The dog's name. Dog's name was Toto, man. Toto the dog. They loved that film that everyone loves. You know, No. Alice, yeah. No, what?
The Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz, yeah. Wizard of Oz, yeah.
Alice and the Wizard of Oz,
yeah. I realise I used that in episode 16, so I'm not trying to, cross over.
Can't make an original film these days.
This is it. Can't do it anymore. Can't.
Okay, right. So all of the hits.
Yeah.
All the hits are played. So this is a concert of 5 songs.
It's 5 p.m. They've got to be in and out.
Got to be about 5:30.
Half 5. They've got to be out by 5:30. Yeah. It's a tight back then. They booked up gigs like that. That's how they did it. Yeah.
All right. And what happens after the show?
So they're all out the back. James and his crew, and then Margaret staggers out. She's absolutely bladdered by this point. Like she's had her first cigarette. She's like, she's like had a few pints. She's had a wicked night. And like she was like on people's shoulders being carried around. It's a very friendly atmosphere. Yeah. And then James spots her. He's like, well, is that the girl? And then she's like, you all right, mate? And then he says to me, listen, girl, I'm traveling around the world. You want to come with me? And then she's like, fuck yeah.
It's 1960.
It's 1960.
Let's fucking
go.
go.
So suddenly she's off with the James crew.
I forgot she was Australian.
How?
That's one of her main character redeeming features.
Yeah, I don't pay much
There's
attention.
2 things we know about her. She's 13 and Australian.
I don't know. She can't handle a drink apparently as well.
No, not on
That's
3 pints.
13-year-olds for you.
This generation.
Yeah.
Bloody lightweights.
Okay, right. So she's going to tour the world with James. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, right. So what's the first thing they have to do to prepare for this?
So they're going strange.
CRB check, probably.
So the manager who's been kicked in the head by the horse.
Yeah.
He brings this up. He goes, I don't know a lot these days. But one thing I know, we got to get a check on you, girl. Got to get a criminal record check. Unfortunately, Margaret's record is not clean. She's a bad man from Cheadle, bad woman from Cheadle Hulme, bad girl, bad girl from Cheadle Hulme. She's been drug dealing, mate. She's been drug dealing around Cheadle Hulme. Yeah, some of that devil's lettuce.
Devil's lettuce.
Yeah.
In the 60s.
In the 60s, and that's why she was like the legend of the night. She was just handing out little free samples of weed around, and everyone was like, "This girl's a rocker. Ooh, that's rock. that's rock." Yeah.
She passed all these free samples out and is going immediately out of the country.
Yeah,
that's bad business.
So the guy with so the guy's been kicked in the head with a horse. His name is Harry the horse kick man. Harry the horse kick, that's his name.
Harry the horse.
Harry
Yeah,
horse kick.
Harry, and he's like, listen, girl.
Who plays Harry?
Harry is played by. He's played by. Who was the man? He's. I tell you, he's played by. He's played by Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet for his strangest role yet.
Yeah,
He has to
wasn't
age
expecting
up.
that, yeah.
He has to age up for this by about 25 years.
yeah.
So. A lot of CGI involved, a lot of hair and makeup, but Timothy's on it. He's like, listen, it's a challenging role. Yeah, so he's yeah. So Timothy,
Challenging what?
yeah. Listen, this isn't for the light-hearted. This is a big depart from episode 16. You know.
Okay, right. So he's a CRB check.
Yeah.
She's dealing.
Yeah, she's dealing.
She's dealing. What are we going to do about that? Does that hinder the plans of traveling the world?
It does, but then he says, Harry the horse kick. He says, you know, oh girl, we had planned to go to Australia. Where you really from? And then she goes, how the fuck do you know that? And then she says, listen, if I'm your dealer, well, we go out there. You reckon you can just wipe my record clean? And Harry the horse kick says, let me talk to the guys and we'll see what we can do. Yeah.
Who are the guys?
The guys is like just James and his mate. Yeah, and the driver of the bus. Yeah.
And what is his name?
Barry. Barry is his name.
What
Barry.
animal has this Barry been hurt by?
Barry he's a manic depressive Barry.
He's a manic
He's
depressive?
manic depressive. He hates James's music. He absolutely hates it. Yeah.
Okay. manic depressive driving a bus. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him. So, all right. Okay, right. So Barry is Barry is the Barry's the manager. Barry, the bus driver with the depression. Him and James are going to wipe the record clean of a 13-year-old girl with an Australian accent, so she can go on tour on a skateboard with international rockers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah. I thought I'd make it. I thought for the first live show I'd make it nice and easy for you, mate.
Right. Okay. Right. So record's clean now.
Well, no, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
They've got to go to the local police station, Cheadle Hume Police Station, and they've got to set the place on fire. Yeah, that's how much they want Margaret to meet her Australian relatives.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're really committed to this.
They really
person
like
they've
her,
just
and I think she's a great dealer as well. She's a good person to have around. You know.
Good
Yeah.
crack,
Yeah, she's a good crack.
Is that just how they cleared records in 1960?
That's what they did in the 60s, man. That was what was done. They just burned the place to the ground. You know.
They can't delete anything. Arson is the
Yeah.
is the answer to all you're erasing.
Arson was the Control-Alt-Delete of 1961.
Right. Okay. Right. So we need to burn down a police station.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that?
James has this guitar.
Fire?
No, that's where you're wrong. James has this guitar, and this is his party trick. On the end of it is a little flamethrower, and when he hits a certain chord, fire just spouts out the top of it. So he plays like an E minor, receding E minor, and then fire.
I really thought he was going to play A minor.
That's a round of applause.
Yeah, that's the ending of the film, ruined, Paul. So he hits the E minor, and then the fire comes out. He's like, boys, this is how we're going to do it. Strange, because him and Harry the horse kick sound exactly the same, which is a continuity problem we're working on in the film. But, yeah.
Work it out. Okay, so they get it. So he plays the E minor chord
Yeah,
and points it at the police station.
yeah.
And what catches fire first in the police station?
Well, they look at the police station, and it just blows up before he has the chance. And Margaret's just like holding like at the end of a grenade. She's like, already done it, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's an arms dealer.
This
as
film
well.
has a real feminist twist. Yeah,
Stop fucking around.
it's all backing around. This is the 60s.
We've
So,
all
yeah.
got grenades.
Yeah, they've all got grenades, mate. Yeah.
Okay, so she's an arms dealer now.
She's
as well.
well, she did a little bit on the side, yeah. A little bit on the side, yeah.
So okay, right. So we've got our arms dealer has now blown up the police station.
Yeah.
We ready to go?
They're ready to go to Australia.
Ready
That's
to go
the
to
thing.
Australia.
Yeah, yeah. The road to Australia has opened, and they're now good to go.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So how do we prepare for this?
So Harry the horse kick, he's like, listen, you never travelled here before, girl. And then And then
I really don't like Harry.
Harry we'll get to not like Harry throughout the film. And then Margaret's like, oh, I know, I just got this accent from my Australian friends who also hang out the Irish Australian cultural scene. I've never actually been. So he's like, you're gonna want to pop a Valium for the flight. And then this is the this is the part of the film that ethically producers are actually really behind.
We're the producers.
Oh yeah, shit, sorry.
Why?
Yeah, that's the
How?
podcast. Got it. Yeah, got it. Yeah, got it.
Oh, right. Okay, right. So we've now drugged our 13-year-old. They're on a plane.
Every week.
Every week.
Well, she hasn't taken it. She's put it under her tongue and in the flight, and then she's like, as she's a dealer, she's like, no, I'm not going to take that. And then on the flight, they're flying over. It's amazing. It's a really long flight, and everyone else is asleep from the Valium, and she's like, oh, I'm a bit bored, so she robs everyone on the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Suddenly she's got all this money.
You're all really bought in, aren't you?
Yeah. That's the most contentious bit.
Now, this is the 60s. Now,
Yeah.
the planes didn't go very far in the 60s. They had to stop over in a few places.
Exactly right. I'm glad you brought that up.
So give us some of the stops. And
Oh, I think it's Singapore. They stop in first.
Singapore.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't meet anyone there.
No?
They just stay.
Really short stopover.
Yeah, it's a really short
Stand there,
stopover.
fuel the plane,
Fuel
up
the
again.
plane up again.
Next
Yeah.
stop.
Well, they're going over the ocean, and one of the engines pops out. Yeah.
Pops out.
Yeah.
Pops out.
Just that's what happened back then. It's just engines would just pop out, so it just falls out. It doesn't blow up. Just
Just falls out.
falls out the sky. Yeah, yeah. And then the pilot comes on. He's like, just to let you know, one of the engines just popped out.
And they're like, this is what happens now. That's fine. We
And
understand.
James like, oh, not again.
Is Barry, the bus driver, also now flying the plane?
No, Barry's he's in a bad place. Barry.
He was on the engine.
Yeah, he's Barry is the one that's causing the plane for the engine to pop out. He's back there twiddling with the gear stick. And then yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Luke, have you ever been in a plane?
Yeah, I think. Well, it was the '60s. You know, these things happen. And then Barry's like, "Yeah, I've had enough of you guys, man. Especially you, James. This is for not underpaying me for all those years of touring." Yeah, and he's like, "And your songs are shit." And James is like, "That's the last straw. Draw on me." And then Barry and him do this like Texas sort of like gun thing. But obviously guns aren't allowed on the plane. So yeah, they're not sure what they're holding.
They're using the little cutlery from the plane.
They're using the plastic cutlery. Yeah.
Deadly.
Yeah. And Margaret's like, "Hey guys, we can talk about this." You know, and she's got all the money as well. It starts falling out her pockets as she's talking. So then Barry just picks her up, throws her out the plane.
Whoa.
Throws her out the plane.
Yeah, he's like, "That's it, you're gone."
Yeah. Well, is there no decompression?
Yeah, that's not back then.
They're only actually flying like 50 feet.
Yeah, they like it super low back then. That's what it was. Yeah, super
It's like
low.
a stone across the sea.
Yeah,
Just pings off.
yeah, they're pinging along. Yeah,
Okay, so she's been ejected from the plane.
yeah, not far to fall, luckily. So yeah,
So is this parachutable or just hits the water?
she's falling, and then she falls straight into another ship, but she gets caught in the jib of the
Jib?
ship. Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
Just for Jim's benefit, what's a jib?
I think it's something that is hanging up, but the big sail. She's got caught in the sail.
Right.
Yeah,
In the
that's it. Yeah, she's caught in the sail. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's caught in the sail,
Yeah.
the big ship, because, I mean, it's 1960, there's no such thing as motorised watercraft.
No.
In
Yeah, exactly.
In the 1960s, right?
Exactly.
So they're on a, is it a schooner?
Yeah, they're exactly right, mate. Yeah, schooner.
I don't know why
yeah.
I'm so precise about the type of boat that this is.
No one has ever gone, is it a schooner? Not known exactly that it was a schooner.
Yeah, it's her lowest point. She's there in the sail by the schooner. And she's lying there and she just starts crying, you know. She starts crying. She's like, "Oh, my life. My life."
Where did it all go wrong?
Yeah, did it all go wrong, you know? She's like, "Oh, that's not rock on, man." Yeah, she's feeling down. And she hears like a little cry from her backpack. Like a... She's like, "What the hell? What the hell's it?"
Is that a cry?
And like a little chicken pops out out the backpack. She's like, "Oh, Toto, you're here.
You used to be a dog.
You used to be a dog. How the hell did you become a chicken?" And then Toto sort of, starts speaking. He's like, "It's not the only thing I can do,
Oh,
mate." And he
he's
can
a talking
speak. He's a
chicken.
talking chicken. Yeah. But also, what we realise is it's actually drug-induced psychosis. There is no chicken. No one's talking to her. She's entered into a really bad phase right now. She is spinning out. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a drug-induced chicken for a 13-year-old girl who's been thrown out of a plane.
Yeah.
It's just so mundane, isn't it?
yeah. What a life. Right, so we've she's now. Will anyone discover her?
She's twisted up. She's just twisted up in the plane, and then the boat. And
The schooner.
Yeah, in the schooner. And she hears
Schooner,
like,
I will have you know.
and she hears like, oh, who's that? Who's that? It's Blackbeard, the pirate.
Blackbeard.
And Blackbeard's like, what are you doing not on my boat, mate? Don't think so. So he hoists her down.
Yeah.
And then obviously her backpack hits the floor and all the money goes right in front of the pirates. And they're like, brilliant, that's worked out fine.
You can stay.
Yeah, you can say, yeah. And then so she's still in this drug-induced psychosis.
Who plays Blackbeard?
Blackbeard is played by a little bit of a alternative casting. They've gone for Jack Nicholson on
Jack
this
Nicholson.
one. Yeah, his age now. They want to bring an older man to play it. Yeah, so
White beard.
Yeah, white beard. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Blackbeard, and they've decided to. I'm not going to say decided to keep her
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah. It was the no.
okay. Right, so she's now part of the crew.
Yeah, she's now part of the crew, and they're sailing the seven seas.
Does she get a
Seven-
pirate name?
Did you get a pirate name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Moody Margaret. Shit. That is so shit. Mavrite. Margaret the Maverick.
Margaret the Maverick.
Thank you. Yeah. So they're sailing the seven seas. Yeah, and then that's when they go past the Isle of Wight. Yeah. Yeah. The plane did not go that far.
I was about to say, it went to
They're in
Singapore.
Singapore!
Yeah, no. Luckily, there was a diversion back to the Isle of Wight, and it was,
Do you know, I've left my passport at home.
yeah.
Turn it around.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the Isle of Wight was called in the 60s.
Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
Often referred to it by locals as Singapore.
The Singapore
Yeah.
of southern Britain.
The Singapore of the South. Yeah, of Southeast.
Let's
yeah.
go with it. I think we can do it. So, all right, so we're in Singapore of the South,
Yeah.
the Isle of Wight, and and do we moor into that, or is that what it does?
They're thinking about mooring.
they're
Yeah,
thinking
but it's a
about
big contentious thing because they're like, if we moor, then they're going to find the little girl and all the money and all the drugs. Yeah, and that's when Morgan Freeman walks out. Yeah, playing Morgan Freeman. It's himself in the film. Yeah.
Just in the Isle of Wight,
Just the Isle of Wight. And he's like, no, I know these shores. Perfect English accent.
Yeah.
And
So
then
it's a flawless impression.
yeah, and he says,
Please don't do this.
I know these shores.
and he's like, I know that there's money in the caves. And he's like, well, we've got enough money. And he's like, you can never have enough money, guys. Yeah. And this is the kind of the midpoint in the film when Margaret comes out of her.
The midpoint?
Yeah, the midpoint. yeah, this is the midpoint.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's the midpoint. Yeah, it's just midpoint. Margaret's like, she's coming out of her drug-induced psychosis, and then that's where she misses her mum and dad at that point. Yeah, who have a second home in the Isle of Wight. There you
These
go.
middle-class holiday homes.
It's a very middle-class Irish-Australian family. It really is.
Right, okay, so there's Money in the Cave.
Money in the Cave.
She's at Mum and Dad's second house now. Does she invite everyone back?
No,
to
she's not at the house.
She's not at the house yet.
They've moored up and
They've
they're going
moored
into the cave.
Right, they're going into
And
the
above
cave.
the cave is her parents' house.
Above the cave.
Yeah, and she's like, so the cave is a downstairs cave, and they see the cave, the house as well. They're like, we'll rob that as well. Why not? And then
Since we're here.
yeah, since we're here, and Margaret like pretends to be really knowledgeable about houses and breaking and entering. She's got a key in her pocket for the second home, so she just pops in herself.
She ran away
Yeah,
with rock stars,
Yeah.
then fell on a boat,
Yeah.
and still kept that key.
yeah, she still kept it. She got it taped to her side of her leg.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah,
How's the chicken doing?
the show's not real. It's a
Wasn't real.
figment.
Well, yeah, but it must still be there.
No, it's gone because she's out of her psychosis. I'm
I was
glad
looking-
glad you're
Oh.
glad you're
Keep up.
listening, Jim.
I was looking forward to more chicken.
No, the chicken's gone. Chicken's
Now,
gone.
Jim, how many times have we said that?
Every show. Every show. All right, okay. So she's just put the key in, and she's in. She's in the house.
Yeah.
Does she invite them all in, or is she going to go in first? And
She says, I'll go in, I'll do a little Ricky at the place. And so she looks around. And then there's her dad there having an affair with another woman.
oh, scandal! Scandal in
Yeah.
the drama.
Yeah. And she's like, I thought falling out of a plane was the worst part. She's like, no, it's this. And her dad's like, I thought I'd had the weekend to myself. Is he all right? Yeah. He's like, I thought I had the weekend to myself. He's like, what are you doing here, Margaret? We thought you'd run away. And then... and then
So in my grief.
so in my grief, I started an affair with this local Isle of Wight woman.
Who is?
Jackie Weaver. Yeah.
Okay.
He's part of this local authority in the Isle of Wight.
Playing herself?
Playing herself, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
nice.
she's open to films now, and
Yeah.
she's very, very interested in this role. Yeah.
Does she say, "You have no power here,
Well,
Jackie Weaver"?
Well, he says Jackie starts to try and get involved in the conversation between Margaret.
yeah.
You know, and then Liam turns around and goes, "You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver." Yeah. And then, she kicks Liam right in the gonads.
Oh, right, the gonads.
Yeah. And then she throws him out, and the pirates take him hostage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now we've got a hostage situation.
Yeah.
Right.
And Margaret's like, it's too much for me to keep up with.
I know how she feels.
Yeah. And then Margaret and Jackie Weaver sit down and have a real heart to heart. And Jackie used to be in the drug game herself as well.
I see where this is going.
And that's the moment where Jackie, you realise that she's the head pimp. Not pimp. That is a bit rich, actually. No, she is the head dealer in all of the South.
Head dealer in all of the South.
Yeah.
So does she know Margaret?
Turns out they knew each other all along.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And it was just a ruse. The
What
whole
was a
thing
ruse?
was a the whole getting in the plane, it's all a ruse just to get to Jackie had coordinated it all. James, his career, everything.
whole career.
Yeah, she
Strike a couple of
It's a
bags
rather
a week.
elaborate plan to get to the Isle of Wight.
The ferry's expensive. Have you seen it?
Yeah, Blackbeard, he wasn't real. It was just a fake. It was just Jack Nicholson.
no.
Yeah, and then she's like, "You can all come in now." And everyone comes in. Even Liam Neeson, they're all there, all sat around. They're going, "Oh," and he's like, "You're one of the best dealers I've ever had in my whole life." She's like, "Do you want to work for me?" And Liam says, "Go on, my girl." And she says, "No, because you lied to me, and truth is really important to me." So it's a moral moment for them. Yes.
Yeah, she's taken the high ground. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Fast forward 25 years on.
So we're now in the 80s.
Now in the 80s. Oh, it's the
Can't get away with as much in the 80s as you can.
No.
She's
not
upgraded
this-
to cocaine. Yeah.
like, she now sees she's now like the biggest dealer in the Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
She's got a lockdown of the whole place, She didn't change her ways as she thought she did. And she sees like an old woman walking down the street with Liam holding hands, her husband, and she goes she goes up behind him. He goes, "Remember me?" And then Jackie Weaver turns round, and she just roundhouse kicks her in the face. And then she's like, "That's for lying to me, you fucking old hag." And then end credits just pop up, and
Straight end credits.
yeah, straight to credits.
Yeah.
And then Margaret's like, "No," she pushes down the credit.
There's another drug-induced hallucination.
Yeah, it's another drug-induced, and the chicken appears. It's like, where the fuck have you been for 25 years?
I'm so glad the chicken's back.
And the chicken's back. Yeah.
Again.
I said, the chicken's back. Credits have been pushed down. Not yet.
Not yet.
We're not
Then
ready.
Margaret goes on a 25-minute monologue about love, truth, and respecting yourself, and how you can turn your life around.
Are you sure you want to commit to a 25-minute monologue?
Yeah, we have time.
No, I'm not going to give you word for word what she said.
You had to be there. You had to be there.
Yeah, you had to be there for that. I'm only here pitching you the ideas. I've got to pitch it good. That's why I'm here.
He said the name of the show.
Hey, that's it.
Hey!
Yeah. That's a clip for Instagram, isn't it? So
No.
anyway. Right. Okay.
Burn this entire tape.
We can't let this out. Right. So, okay. Give us an idea of the monologue. Give us some of the themes.
It's just like straight into camera. She sits down, and And like all the names of the people that had died while she was dealing, like go up behind her.
All of them?
All of them.
Everyone who's died in the last 25
Everyone
years?
from Cheadle Hulme to South Singapore. They all come up slowly, you know, and each one she tells the story of their battles with addiction. And actually, the big part of this is it's an educational film to play in schools. And then she's like, and that will change your life. And then she pulls up the credits, and it's the end of the film. Yeah.
It's all right.
Don't applaud that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Utter lunacy.
I want to hear about some of the customer stories.
Oh, right. I thought I'd ended it, but okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Go, so give us what's her favourite customer?
Okay, she goes, old. She looks in the camera and she goes, Kevin Keegan. The old football manager, what a great bloke. Yeah, loved Viagra. And then she talks about Kevin's addiction to Viagra and how it ruined his marriage, you know, and how men should just talk more openly about their feelings. But she was a young girl who knew too much. Yeah, that's a good 10 minutes of the video. The end monologue.
Video. Let's go straight to video.
Straight to video. It's on demand, mate. This service.
No demand.
No demand. Who's another customer? There's Sultry Sarah. You know, she was a local Cheadle Hulme prostitute. No other way of saying it. But
and who is she played by?
She played by.
I'm assuming Kevin Keegan was playing himself.
Yeah, Kevin Keegan. There's a lot of like cameos in this where people are playing themselves. But if I had to say who was playing the prostitute, I just there's so many. I won't probably lean into who was playing it.
That's not a hole you want to dig, is
no, it's not. No, I think I've done quite a few this episode already. So, but yeah, Sultry Sarah is actually like really happy because that's the ending. Actually, the ending of the ending is.
You really want us to end this film without you singing that James James song?
Yeah, well, James James is playing in the back the whole time. You know,
the whole film.
The whole film.
Right, yeah.
The whole film. There's just a slow sort of like 80 BPM kind of beat. You know, and Sultry Sarah changed her life to religion. And that's when the twist comes, and it's a religious education film.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And as she says, "Amen," goes to black. Goes to black. Yeah. And that's the ending of the end.
Pulls the credits up.
Pulls the credits up, and they're going up, obviously to heaven.
Obviously to heaven, or to hell, whichever way you're leaning.
It's down credits.
Yeah, it's down credits. Yeah.
Luke, what's the name of this film?
The film is called Margaret Singing 60s. Yeah, Margaret's swinging 60s.
Swinging
Yeah.
60s.
I thought it should be called That's Not Rock.
Yeah, or That's Rock.
Ooh.
Margaret's That's Rock. I don't know. It's not quite hitting. Maybe we know one more.
We could have a little vote from the audience.
Yeah.
Oh, go. Have you got a suggestion? 13 in the 60s.
What about your average 13-year-old in the 60s?
Average, yeah.
I think it'll put a real spin on things. Yeah, an educational film.
Okay, should we have a vote on this? Okay, right. So what was the first one?
Can't even say it. Margaret's Swinging 60s.
Round of applause for Margaret Swinging 60s. Someone really liked that one. What's the second one?
Ooh, Let's Rock.
Oh, Let's Rock.
Who's booing?
And what was the last one? 13 in the 60s.
13 in the 60s.
13 in the 60s.
Average 13-year-old in the 60s.
Who's going to applaud for average 13-year-old in the 60s?
Yeah.
One very troubled person.
We got him.
Okay. Right, okay, so obviously this is going to be Oh, Let's Rock.
Yeah, Let's Rock.
No, let's rock. Okay, so Luke, do you want to hear back your film?
Not really, to be fair. But yeah, let's do it.
This is a drama set in the 1960s, the swinging 60s in Cheadle Hulme. Mm-hmm. We still don't know whereabouts that is.
I'm not really sure. Somewhere towards Scotland, I think. Yeah. Manchester, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Geography's not my thing.
That's only on 25. I don't care, do I?
Nearly
Geography's
M25.
not my thing.
Yeah.
We guessed that when the Isle of Wight was next to Singapore.
Travel was faster back then, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So. All right, so and we've got Margaret. She's walking with her mum, who we don't really meet again.
Nah, she's just a one scene kind of
Just
person.
one scene. And she's listening to the rock music in her room, and her parents are very upset about it. So much so that they kick her out of the house with only a skateboard and a packet of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And a load of Class A's, yeah.
Was it Class A in the 60s?
I have no idea. I
Doesn't
wasn't there.
matter. All right, okay. So, all right, so she goes to the local pub, 5 hours early for a James gig, the international superstar that is playing in this pub that is somewhere between the Isle of Wight and Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah.
She waits there 4 hours, next 3 pints.
Yeah.
She's really nursing them, actually.
Yeah,
for-
she is.
for
Yeah,
5 hours, yeah.
she knew what she was doing.
Drink
Yeah.
responsibly, folks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Right, okay.
So responsibility is the message of this film. Isn't it? She ends up a pirate ship later.
Right, so and then the show kicks off. She's handing out little free samples of the Devil's Lettuce
Yeah.
to people, and there's a big show, and it's a great show. Everyone's happy. 5 songs were played,
Just 5.
Just
yeah,
5.
just the 5. Yeah.
just about all the hits.
Yeah.
And then we've got. This is just. If anyone finds this, I'm going to prison. Right. So then they decide you're gonna come with us on our world tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Barry Horsekick, who's been kicked
Oh
to
no,
the
no,
face.
Harry the Horse Kick.
Harry the
Yeah,
Horse
it's
Kick.
give him
Harry
the
Horse
Get it right. It's very simple.
Simple.
There's Barry, and Harry the horse.
Don't you dare do this to me. Looking at me like Jim. You gotta get it right. Right, okay. This is lunacy. Right, okay, right. So, but she's got a criminal record.
She has, yeah.
So
I think that will appeal to a lot of people.
yeah, she's got.
Yeah.
What kind of people?
That's what I want the young offenders to watch this film.
Just to be clear, I don't want to meet anyone who willingly goes to watch this film.
If we make this, I'm making it under an alias.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Right, okay, so the Barry, the bus driver, and James have decided that they can blow up the police station to get rid of her criminal record.
Yeah.
But she's already on the case. She's an arms dealer on the side.
This is it.
And has blown it up with a grenade.
Yeah, why did she need their help?
She doesn't. I think that's the moral part of the film we've all got to consider. It's like why she needed the guys in the first place, you know?
This is a moral part of this religious education film.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a rock band might blow up a police station.
Yeah, they will, you know.
It's a tale as old as time, really. Right. So
Taylor's old enough.
I'm trying to get a song out of him. He's not going to go. Right, so they blow up the police station and they're free to go.
They're free, they're rocking and rolling.
So they-
Ooh, that's rock.
Oh, he said the name of the film. So they get on a plane. They fly to Singapore.
Oh yeah, South
noth-
Singapore.
When
Yeah.
nothing happens.
Yeah.
Not a thing. They get back in the plane.
It's that classic sort of 20-minute early point of a film where people are like, oh, this is a bit boring. You know? It's a classic point. It's a red herring, Jim. That's what I put in there.
I can't tell you how many films I've watched and gone, I wish they would just go to Singapore for a bit.
yeah. I need a break. Yeah, this is it.
So they're in Singapore. They leave Singapore. They're on their way to Australia, because I forgot that bit, to meet the family. They're flying very low.
Very low, very low. 50 feet above sea level. That's what they want to do.
When all of a sudden the engine pops off.
Just pops off out of nowhere.
And the natural response to that is for 2 men to have a standoff down the aisle of the plane.
Texan standoff.
Texas
mate.
standoff.
Texan, yeah.
With
yeah.
plastic cutlery from
Plastic.
the plane.
Yeah, we want to emphasize safety at all times throughout this film.
And as we're emphasizing safety, he throws her out of the plane.
Chucks her. Yeah.
Chucks her out of the plane.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
decompression because we're at 50 feet.
And
over
also,
sea
you
level.
could get away with a bit more in those days. You could chuck a kid around, you know. So that's
The bloody good old days when you could throw a kid around. Yeah, I see you, Luke.
you know, it wasn't 2020 back then. You could do that. You know.
So she lands on a boat, a schooner.
Schooner. Crucial detail that schooner.
I think it was called a schooner.
Yeah, I think it was called a schooner. It's definitely a schooner. So she lands. And then at this point, we meet her reincarnated dog, who is now a chicken, a drug-induced chicken
Chuggy, yeah.
called Toto.
Toto, and this moment for me is the really moment that emphasises the importance of mental health, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to end up like her and start seeing things and psychosis and that's where I think a lot of our funding could come from. Actually, is we reach out
What,
to
the
mental.
psychotic?
No, well, the mental health charities will really get behind this because a lot happens to a lot of people where they see chickens and dogs and stuff like that.
I think they might be in contact with you. Yeah.
So then she meets Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard, who offers her a job.
A job.
A job.
I thought you said a jump. I was like, no. Yeah, he offers her a job. Yeah.
Offers her a job. She's part of the crew.
Yeah.
And they decide to go to the Isle of Wight.
Where they're quite near as well.
They're quite
turns
near,
out,
yeah. So they're quite near. They find a cave.
Classic Isle of Wight cave.
They go to rob a cave because the cave obviously is full of useful things to steal.
Yeah, loads. Yeah. They're also searching for themselves a bit in the cave as well.
Oh, right.
There's a couple of lines I left out because I didn't want to get too deep on the pod. But yeah.
So, but it turns out that conveniently that Margaret her parents have a house that sits on top of this cave, and she's got the key for it that seems to have lasted quite a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is something I wanted to talk about as well. This is about class because Margaret has it all. She's got two homes, but she's always yearning for adventure. So this film is also looking at the kids that have it all and say, hey, choose the right path, kids. Yeah.
Another name for the film. Choose the right path, kids. Okay, and at this point, Margaret then breaks into the house and sees... Oh, no, at this point, do we find out that Blackbeard isn't real?
Blackbeard, yeah, it's just not real, yeah.
He wasn't real either?
No, he takes off his beard.
Oh, he takes off his beard. No beard.
No beard.
No beard.
That classic pirate, no beard.
That's the pirate I would be.
Yeah.
No beard. Right, so no beard is
What
there.
the fuck is this?
watching Margaret's father in relations with...
It's a creepy way just to say caught him having an affair.
Yeah, caught her own affair.
Watching her father in relations.
It's the 60s, that's how we talk. Right, and this is Jackie Weaver.
Jackie Weaver,
Who is actually a kingpin drug dealer for the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, there were allegations out there in the media about Jackie Weaver after that came out, and I want to explore those in this film.
Luke, are you aware of this country's libel laws? Okay, right. So and then it turns out everyone comes out. This has been set up.
Yeah, it's a big setup. It's a ruse, Jim.
It's a ruse.
It's a classic dramatic ruse.
And I'm not quite understand why.
Well, I think if you don't get the film, I can't over-explain it. It's for the deep thinkers amongst us. This film,
It's Oscar material. It's going for Oscar material.
It's 20 years on.
Oh no! We missed the intervention.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Jackie's
God,
like you.
I think you stopped writing at this point.
Jim had
so
had enough.
invested.
Yeah, just like
I'm so invested. I just like. What next, Luke? Okay, right. So there's intervention. Tell us about that, Luke.
Yeah, it's the intervention where she's like, "You can come and work for me. You'd be the biggest drug dealer in the Isle of Wight."
Yeah.
And her dad's like, "Big opportunity, girl." Oh, sorry, big opportunity, girl.
Very supportive. And then we go 20 years in the future. We're now in the 80s.
Yeah.
And this is where Margaret kicks Jackie Weaver in the back of the head.
Yeah, she just roundhouses her out of nowhere.
Just kicks her.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Teaches her a lesson. It's about truth to power.
That's a lot of lessons.
Yeah, it's a lot of lessons. Yeah, it's a lesson-heavy film. Yeah.
At this point, the credits start to roll. But
No.
no! She's not having it!
She's not having it.
She pushes them back down.
And this is really, Jim, about breaking the fourth wall. This is modern media. This is
Modern
film in
media.
4, 5, 8D. This is what they want now.
8D.
This is what Gen Z want. They want they want the all-inclusive experience.
Right. So then she then rattles off loads of stories about different people that
Each
she's
person.
served drugs to
Yeah.
in their life, and some tales of woe. Kevin Keegan.
Yeah, Kevin Keegs, as they know.
Kevin Keegs.
Yeah, he his stuff as well. And then, other people. It's 25 minutes to camera, no blinking. To really get the impact across to the film, At one point, her eye starts shaking like that. Yeah. And it really emphasises the power of, modern media, if you will.
I thought you were going to say the power of drugs in the 80s.
That was the 80s,
And then that's the end of the film.
That's the end of the film.
The credits roll.
Credits roll.
Can we get a little cheeky hello from the chicken in the credits?
Yeah, he pops up. That's the production company. It's like, yeah, do you want your educational film to sound like this? Then come and email us at pitchitgood.com.
No, don't put us on this. No.
By the way, don't go there. It's pitchitgoodpod.com. You don't want to go the other one. Right, so, and that's our film.
That's our film.
That's our film. Are we going to make this, Paul?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to make. Of course, we're going to make it. It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
Might cut out the bit about Singapore. Do you think it goes on too long?
No, I think if there wasn't enough Singapore, if I'm honest.
I'd like a little Singamore.
No! Don't do it!
Say it again.
So Luke, thank you very much for coming on to our first ever live show. And Luke, tell us where we can find you on the social medias, anything you're doing interesting, comedy-wise, not like Tesco's tomorrow or something.
I've actually got a flight to Singapore.
Yeah, you can find me at Luke Nixon Comedy, doing a run in Edinburgh if you're around 1st to the 12th, 10:30 at Eastside Karaoke Room. So,
Fantastic.
yeah, doing a split bill with myself, which is... So I was doing an Edinburgh show and I was applying and my mate Elliot dropped out the day before, but I was doing a character as well. So it's half an hour of the character, half an hour of me. My girlfriend thinks it's the most egotistical thing I've ever done. And it is. Yeah, so it's free first 12 days of Edinburgh if you're about. So thanks so much.
Brilliant. If you're up there, go see Luke.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so as well, obviously, have you all had a good time? Yeah, you've all had a good time. Well, if you want to do this again, then we've got 3 live shows at the Edinburgh Fringe. At the Gilded Balloon, you go into our Instagram and there's page for the tickets there. So go buy tickets. Please buy tickets. or you'll see just a crying man just in Edinburgh.
Where will I be?
So give it up for these guys as well, doing their first live show. Give it up for these guys.
Brilliant. So as well, give a round of applause for the venue, the Museum of Comedy, who's let us try out Edinburgh stuff. And that's the end of our show.
Can we take a little selfie for the crowd?
Yeah,
Should we do it? Yeah.
I haven't got a phone on me.
I've got mine charging over there.
I was about to say, we're all going to turn around and realise we don't have a phone.
Yeah, would you use this one? That's great.
It's a technical marvel, this podcast.
Let's do it. You've got long arms,
I've got
Paul.
long arms,
Yeah.
hold on.
Let's do it in portrait. I look a lot slimmer in portrait. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Oh.
Smile, everyone. Fuck.
He's just taking a picture of the wall.
Lovely. All right, brilliant.
And thank you very much to you all as well. You've been a great audience. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you soon.